our awareness goes. So our awareness goes into our heart. And we feel the love of that as we ask for the light of the Christ, the light of the Holy Spirit, to surround and fill this building, this room, these participants, and all the spaces and all the rooms and all the people participating in this event across the planet. We ask for this light to surround and fill each and every one of us. And what's beautiful is that as we call in that light, as that light connects with all of us, it forms almost like this lattice work, this light matrix. And this is an event of the Institute for Individual and World Peace. And so we ask that this light imbue this planet with peace for the highest good. And we ask for the presence of the Lord Jesus Christ to be with us, guiding us, assisting us, blessing us, and protecting us. And when we think of the Christ, we think of love, unconditional love. And so now our hearts connect across the planet. This love forms this lattice work again of loving. And as this planet is enveloped in loving, we ask that that love imbue this planet with peace. And we ask for the energy and the presence of John Roger to infuse all that we're doing here for our highest good. And so we have light, we have love. And now as we just chant the Anai Hu, we have the sound. And that sound, again, can just envelop this planet for the highest good. So we'll chant the Anai Hu 3 times. Receive the breath. Thank you. It's so nice to be in this building. This building is filled with this energy that we're part of, this, what I like to call the John Roger energy field, this energy of love, of the Christ, of spirit. And most of you know that we hold many events here. We have MSI ministers meetings here. We hold the DSS here, the Doctor of Spiritual Science of MSIA. It's the headquarters or the place where University of Santa Monica holds their classes for many years in this very room. Doctors Ron and Mary Hulnick for many years have held that focus of spiritual psychology. Insight has its headquarters here and holds many trainings here. One thing you may not know is that the offices of John Morton are in this very building. So we have this tremendous energy vortex here already. I have, just for you to appreciate, in other words, the energy is here, so we're just amplifying it in these next few days. So a couple of announcements here to the online. For those of you viewing the live stream, please click on the handout icons on the live stream webpage. You can view or download the handouts to support you during the live stream event. If you need assistance anytime during the workshop, please email MSIA Live 1, that's the number 1, MSIA Live 1 at gmail.com. When we think of the Institute for Individual and World Peace, we immediately think of Windermere, this gorgeous property that we're going to be talking about a little bit, and you'll see some videos of. It is a place of peace. It is, I look at it as being hallowed land. JR put so much blessing and energy into it, and John Morton still does so today and sees it as a part of his ministry. So the energy of what we do here is continuing, and I'm delighted to be able to introduce to you our new ranch managers. We're so excited that they've come on board to assist us, and I'm going to invite them on stage to talk about their vision. Our ranch managers, Milo Page and Leilani Drouard. Drouard?
Thank you. That's great.
It's wonderful. Thank you, guys.
It's great to get to be here and get to talk a little bit about Windermere. It's such an incredible place to visit. I don't know how many of you have been up there, but it is hallowed ground, sacred land, which is such an honor to get to be one of the crew up there helping maintain that property with MJ and Ted and Jason.
Fantastic help, absolutely.
We got a whole crew up there just trying to hold the space for you all there. We had a few things that we wanted to share with you guys, and to start, we wanted to give you a little background on kind of how we got involved with Windermere. And for something on the order of a decade, we've been talking about having a ranch, kind of creating this sanctuary place for friends and family to come and visit and experience peace in nature. And we never quite lined that up with Windermere, but we had actually laid out a 10-year plan of how can we save up the money to buy some property like this.
So we can create a space that people can come and have like a peaceful, spirit-filled just space to be themselves.
Yeah. And so we had this plan laid out. We just put that together, and then we got the call from MSIA saying there's a job opportunity for ranch managers up at Windermere, and it's a incredible alignment of our intention with this absolutely gorgeous place.
Like a week prior, we have all of these things written out. Like, this is what we'll need. This is what we'll need to create this. And then we get this email.
Do you want to read so we have the mission statement of Windermere for you all, and we'd like to share that. This is, my understanding is JR approved. This has been the mission statement for quite a while. So.
So the mission statement is to provide a place where people can experience peace and a greater attunement with nature and God.
So really our vision for Windermere is just how can we imbue that mission statement more in what we do there, and people who come forward, who come and participate in the land. It's a sacred place. So it's, we were talking about this like we would like to see more people coming and participating, enjoying that property. And it's different than just like going to the mountains and camping, which is beautiful on its own, its own right. But Windermere, this is a sacred place. This is the traveler energy is there. Yeah. The Christ is there. I mean, this land has healing energy available for people to come and partake in. So it's really like come up and be in nature and experience this sacredness. And even we had a peace walk this past weekend. A lot of people were involved in that. Like, I know Matt Van Fosten was one of the main ones, and our experience having them there is just having the people coming up. It was like a giving and receiving process. So it's like the whole land lifts just having people come forward. And it sounded like the peace walk had a great time coming there. But it's this abundance. There is so much available. We want people to come and share their version of what peace is for them on this property.
And that individual peace for every single person really creates the beauty of Windermere, because what my experience of peace is could be different from your experience of peace. And just being able to share that and go in oneness with that is just breathtaking.
So initially, our vision would be, let's make this place, it's rustic, it's a ranch, but let's make it comfortable for people to come and stay. And there's opportunity right now for some updating to make that really comfortable for people to visit. And so we're open to a whole lot of different ways to contribute to that process here. And some of them are, just coming up, participating, telling us what you would like to see at Windermere. We're open to hearing that. We're still,
Absolutely.
we're still listening. Fundraising, donations to Windermere help a lot. We have all sorts of renovation projects we want to do. We've got bulldozers and backhoes and all sorts of equipment we're maintaining there. I mean, it's a full-on ranch. We've got all the goats. We've got donkeys and mini steers and sheep. I mean,
Chickens.
That's right.
Don't forget the chickens.
And then there's a lot of opportunity for volunteering at Windermere.
Absolutely.
And we see it as part of that giving back. The Peace Walk in some ways is like a volunteering opportunity. It contributes to the ranch. It lifts the whole space. And it's sacred ground. It's an incredible blessing to get to be there, and it's a blessing to have people come and share their blessing, their light with us too. So we want to make a call out to volunteers, like any sort of skilled labor, like even if cooking for work parties, there's all sorts of things. Like if you want to be involved, please reach out to us.
Absolutely reach out. And our emails are pretty easy. It's my name, Leilani, at IIWP.org, and then Milo at IIWP.org. So if you have ideas or you want to be a volunteer, if you just want to place light columns on the property, any version of peace that you want to provide, I'm very happy to sit and talk to you and collaborate on how we can make that happen at Windermere.
And then a couple other things. So we have a tour coming up on July 2nd, and Dave Wright helps organize this and lead people around the property. It's a really fun event. I know there's a van that comes up from Prana. I think that one might already be full, but there are other rides. Like reach out if you're interested in doing this. Like please come up. It's going to be a wonderful time there.
Yeah.
We're really excited to have folks come.
Yeah.
And one other note I have on here is I've talked to a lot of people about staying at Windermere, and often it seems like there's some confusion with that. So let me just kind of tell you, it's a pretty simple process. We love having guests come up there. You don't have to be Discourse subscribers. You just need to be an IIWP donor, which means a minimum of $120 a year donating to IIWP. But as long as you're an active donor, then you're welcome to come up to Windermere and stay for 3 days as long as the guest house is open. And we love having you. And so it's quite easy to come up. And if you want to volunteer, even better. That's available, I guess, probably whether you're a donor or not. So there's always opportunity. And we just welcome you up there. That's the main point of all of this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
All right, great.
Email me. I'd love to get your name and contact information. Hit me up. Totally. Leilani, Leilani. I'm serious. Let's do this.
All right.
Oh,
Fantastic.
great. That's awesome.
Diesel
Peter.
repair specialist here.
Great, that's wonderful. And I want to say one more time, just thank you to Ted and MJ at the ranch. They have done a fantastic job anchoring the piece. Yeah, I would definitely give them a round of applause. Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Thank
God
you all
bless
for
you.
coming.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So if you're interested in that Windermere Peace Tour on July the 2nd, then the tour leaves from Frana at 8 a.m. So I think it says the email, if you're interested, hello at MSIA.org. So thrilled to have you, Milo and Leilani. I mean, goodness, isn't that wonderful to get that energy, fresh energy? Very, very exciting. And just a huge thanks to Lynn Cox and George Pace, who have just held the focus for so many decades out there. So thank you. So they mentioned the animals, the beautiful land and everything, but they didn't mention the healing rocks. Yes, Windermere has healing rocks. We're going to hear an excerpt from John Roger on the healing rocks of Windermere.
The most amazing thing that has been happening with this project we call Windermere is that the land now is starting to give up its secrets. And they're finding rocks up there that when people lay on them, they get rejuvenated. And I don't mean this woo-woo metaphysical stuff. And we've walked the land, we've traced the land, and cut trails into places. And what we knew we had that was beautiful, when we started taking away at the top of it, we found out that underneath it was gorgeous. And we have found some real metaphysical stuff there that's going to be very difficult for anybody to prove. There's a great big gigantic crystal down underneath there that makes this site very sacred for the Chumash Indians and Indians before that. And I don't know if those Indians were from this planet or not.
So healing, mysticism, everything. Windermere offers it all. So please come and visit us. And it's one of our great properties that MSIA owns, and we're just thrilled to have it and make it available. So please avail yourself of it. And if you can't make it up there, please send us the light wherever you are in the world. But it is one of the thrills of having visitors come out here, not only to visit Prana, the beautiful headquarters in the heart of Los Angeles, but also to be able to go north to Santa Barbara, which is one of the most beautiful places in the world, where we happen to have a property, 135 acres, so we're thrilled about that. One of the, of course, the focuses of the Institute for Individual World Peace is peace. And I think one of the great ministries is to be able to create peace and emanate peace and bring us in peace. And I'm so appreciative for Lee Taylor Young Morton to have that as one of her aspects of her ministry, to be able to call us forward into a planetary healing where we can join each other in bringing peace to this planet. And at this time, as you know, in this juncture in history, it's much, much needed. So please, my great pleasure to introduce Lee Taylor Young.
Mark. And I have to choose the right. I want to thank Paul so much for the generosity of giving me an opportunity this evening. I loved what Leilani and Milo demonstrated, really, was the power of imagination, the power of the ideal scene, the power of a detail placement to God, and then God has the opportunity to match it. So tonight, through his invitation and IIWP and John Morton, hi, John. We're going to record a planetary healing blessing. It will be on a CD, hopefully at a later time. And I wanted very much to do it tonight because I wanted to invite your energy with me, supporting this, because that energy will go out. So yes, it's me standing here, yes, it's my voice, and yes, Spirit helped me write this, but really what it is all of us together in our energy, and I want to say hello to the world out there. I love you. Peace. Oh, Ezra, is that real? Excuse me. Okay, now I got to see what glasses I have. All right. So there is a part of this. I had a lot of choices when I wrote this, and I always asked for spirit. And what I realized as I was writing it, that it wasn't being written from a place of any negativity on the planet. It was being written from the place of our ceding to the Lord what will come and can come. So light for this, and I'll begin. And if you just find that place inside, close your eyes, and I'll be asking you to take a journey of co-creation with me, because we are very powerful as co-creators. So Father, Mother, God, Father, Mother, God, we ask for the light of the Christ and the Holy Spirit and the mystical traveler consciousness. We also ask for the consciousness of each one of us to be fully present as we engage our creative imagination as a co-creator with Spirit, to bless and call forward that which is for the highest good of all concerned. So let's begin with our breath. Imagine that our planet breathes as you breathe, that we are both conscious, living entities who breathe. Attune your awareness as you breathe in. Breathe in. Now breathe out. Now breathe in the light of the Holy Spirit as the planet breathes it in, and let it go. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out. And begin to let your consciousness expand. Expand now beyond the confines of your body. Stretch out until your awareness fills this entire space. Continue to expand. You are now occupying greater and greater fields of awareness. You are rising up. You're reaching out in all directions. Your consciousness is embracing and blessing all you see. See this neighborhood and bless it. See this city and all surrounding areas and bless them. Continue to expand. Bless this state. Now bless our nation of the United States of America. All of this is within your viewing. The viewing that your spirit is taking in. Stretch out. Embrace the entire continent of North America. Embrace all continents. Your consciousness is everywhere. From this altitude of the spirit and this expanse, your joy is increasing as you bless all you see. And in this opened awareness that you're experiencing, let it continue to open. It's like a flower. Expand, open. And now, see our planet Earth. It's now within your viewing. See this beautiful blue-green globe turning silently, gracefully in space. And notice how beautiful it is. Feel in your heart how innocent our earth is. There is no againstness in her nature. You feel the mothering aspect of God, the pure, generous giving of itself. Mother Earth is a precious, living, loving being. For the highest good, begin to envision a baptism of the Spirit. This is a baptism of peace, the peace that surpasses understanding. See a glorious cloud formation descending from the realms of the highest light and blanketing the planet. This holds a vibration of peace that is permeating the cells of every living thing. Our Earth is moving silently in space and bathing in our loving and receiving our blessings of peace with gratitude. Now focus your awareness on the different elements that make up our Earth that are essential to all life. First, see the land. You see the mountains, rolling farmlands, meadows, forests. See the beauty of things growing out of the healthy, rich, nutritious soil. Flowers, vegetables, fruits. See groves of trees of all varieties in rich green, covering masses of land. You might, at this moment, see a country that comes to your mind's eye. So take a moment and send the light. And now, let your consciousness bless this land and all lands for the highest good. Now experience the air. Feel the pure air of the ocean caressing your face. Breathe in the pristine air of the mountains. See the winds blowing, the clouds, the breezes. In your divine imagination, take the air of our world into your heart and bless it there. This is a gift you give that instantly clears all that is not clean. As the air moves through your heart and your lungs, it is powerfully infused with the Holy Spirit. Your blessing is now upon the air of planet Earth. It is purifying, and it is now good for everyone and everything. Move your awareness to see the waters of the earth. The rivers are flowing, the streams, the oceans, the ponds, and the lakes, the plentiful rains. See all the waters joyfully receiving your abundant blessings. All waters are being transformed from dis-ease to vibrant health by your intention to notice, to care for it by sending your loving and your light. Your light sent now enlightens the water. The water is now good. It is clean and it is pure. The water of the earth is nurturing all life in every drop. And now your awareness embraces nature in all the many forms, the flowers, the trees, the birds. See the animals basking in the love for each other across species. Perhaps you see the lion and the lamb playing, the cat and the mouse, the wolf and the sheep, frolicking in the joy of this energy as you are blessing all animals of earth with peace and the light of innocence. Human beings now come into your focus. As you shower your Christ blessings upon all humanity, see the people of the earth dissolving their judgments by choice. They are awakening as the Christ, each in their own moment. You hear their laughter as they awaken, and you see their joy. All againstness is rising up. The light and the Christ is calling the againstness to come out, to be contained, and to be blessed. Layers upon layers of negativity releases itself back into the nothingness from which it came. People are beginning to understand that they themselves are the golden age, that they are born the Lord and have come to share and to love and enlighten all aspects of the earth into greater loving and greater peace. The leaders of the world are receiving your blessings now. So choose the leaders you wish to bless with the Spirit of the Christ, and see yourself placing a column of light upon each world leader who shows up in your awareness. Not fully understanding, but they raise their hands and they receive. From within our knowing, our inner knowing, we are claiming that we are all one people, a united brotherhood, a united sisterhood, a united humanity under one God, the God of our hearts. Diversity is embraced, honored. The wisdom of the heart is our understanding now. And the best, the very best in people is being celebrated. Now come into your silence. Breathe again deeply, relax. Let God breathe you for a moment. And you hear the sound. In your inner ear, imagine you hear the sound of human voices singing the name of God together in harmonies of oneness and peace. Imagine the Anahu sound rising up from the voices of all humankind, echoing across universes, expanding and becoming part of the sound current of God. All across this planet, the shadows are giving way to the light. Light is spreading all over our earth until the earth is vibrant, pulsating, alive, now radiating as a Christed sun and lighting the way of loving for all other stars and planets within creation as they too journey back to their home in the loving heart of God. Once again, bless this planet with your peace and your loving. And hold the light of the Holy Spirit for the highest good on all that we have blessed here. Now bring your awareness very gently back into your body. Nurture this expanded vision and trust that it is so right now. You are a co-creator, And it is from your creative consciousness that as an ambassador of living love, you can create the greatest miracles. Berush Bishan. Thank you.
That certainly brought in the energy of peace to us all. That certainly brought in the energy of peace to us all. So thank you so much, Lee. My goodness, just when you started out, yes. Just as soon as you started, the whole room, certainly in here and hopefully online, seemed to be just imbued with peace. So thank you. A great setup for our next little process here. And for this, I'm going to read something for the online folks. We're going to partner up. We're just going to have partners. Just find a partner. And for online, to be partnered up with participants during the event exercises, please see the Zoom link posted in the chat room or on the web page and click on the link so we can connect you with partners, or you may Skype, FaceTime, or call other participants you find in the chat room. If you are doing the process by yourself, this is a good time to connect within and do the process on your turn and hold with the group until the process is complete. So it is an opportunity for you to do this by yourself as well online with your journal. But in the room, we want to have you have a partner. To make it easy, you can just turn to the person next to you to do this process. If you're in the room, we're going to be looking at this handout called The 4 Principles of Peace. Can we get that woman a glass of water, please? Do you want to go to the back? It's just a different form of sharing. So, the 4 Principles of Peace, and this is very practical. The Institute for Individual World Peace isn't just an ideal. It's something that we can actually live and work with. So, can we help that lady, please? Can we get her some water? Can someone just please help her out? Someone's coughing quite vociferously here. So, 4 Principles of Peace. Peace is present. You don't have one? You don't have one of these purple flies? But raise your hand if you do not have a purple or anything. Is it a different color? It's pink. It's white. It's pink. It's white. It's something. It's purple. It's the 4 Principles of Peace exercise. Yes, with this logo. No, you still don't have it. Can the assistants hand out some handouts, please? I don't see any assistants responding. So when someone's got some handouts. Okay, so you should have this piece, and it's online as well. It should be certainly in the room up front. Peace is present. 4 principles. Peace is an inner process. Peace is the cessation of againstness. Peace is a choice available regardless of any conditions. Now again, all of these may sound, okay, that's very nice, but how can we apply them? That's really the key here. The usefulness of what we have. So, question number 1 here that you have is describe a challenging situation in your life, something you may be going through right now, something that's challenging you personally. What of the 4, yes? Well, we've just been discussing that. We just had people raise their hand and be given a sheet of this. Okay. Who has not got this sheet? Can you raise your hand, please? Can we have the assistants come around and give people this exercise? It's in white as well, yes, it's in white. You don't have a white sheet there that says peace is present. It's a white sheet that says peace is present. That's it. So you have it too, so what's the problem? I'm very sorry online. There's mass confusion here. There's almost a revolt. It's okay, no, the exercise, yes. So the exercise is on the screen as well, if you don't have it in your hands. So describe a challenging situation in your life, such as right now, right? It's an opportunity to apply peace. Which of the 4 principles below, or that we've spoken about, the peace is present, which is why it's nice to have it on one handout, by the way, so you can refer to these peace principles. Which of the 4 principles can be applied to this current situation? Apply it now. Describe how it feels different inside of you. So this is really applying these 4 principles in a very practical way. This is really utilizing the principles of peace in a very relevant situation for you in your life. We all have some kind of challenge. If it's not in our life, there's always somebody that's really bugging us. And if it's not somebody, it's the news, or there's climate change, for God's sakes. Okay. So we can always just scream about climate change. So whatever is going on in your life, then please use these principles. We'll have 3 minutes each. It's a very succinct exercise, but it's one in which I want you to see the practicality of applying these principles of peace. So call yourself forward into the light. We'll have a gong to get going. There'll be a gong to change partners, and then a gong to end the exercise. So, light for the highest good. See what comes forward for you. Enjoy. We'll do the gong. Just bring that to a close. Raise your hand if you felt any kind of tangible difference as you applied those principles of peace. Oh, that's great. We've got about 80% of the room up. That's fantastic. Well, that was really quick, right? So I'd really love you just to take these principles of peace with you and keep this handout if indeed you have a handout. And just keep it with you on your way to in your life. I mean, really, these are really precious. They came from John Roger directly, and it's a terrific thing. I mean, just saying peace is the cessation of againstness, I thought was a pretty amazing thing. There was another quote that I just love from JR, where he says, someone asked him, what is peace profound? What is peace profound? And JR said, peace profound is an experience deep within at the core of your being, beyond thoughts, beyond feelings or physical sensations. Peace is our home. Peace is God, Spirit, the One, whatever word works you choose to call it. It's bigger than our minds can grasp. It just is. So peace profound. So let's have a moment of peace profound. We're going to move into a little process regarding the qualities of peace at Windermere. And it's all started with our horses up there who were exuding these particular qualities. And John Roger then charged the qualities of the Windermere property and other animals and the horses. And these qualities, as you participate in what we call the Adopt a Quality or Adopt a Horse program, these qualities will be activated in you. And now John Morton has blessed the recent addition to the list of qualities. You have the list of qualities with you, or at least I hope you do. You don't have to look at them now. But first of all, we're going to have a video of trust and horses at Windermere. So it's another beautiful opportunity to really get into the vibration of peace. And then someone had the wonderful idea of naming parts of Windermere, the property itself, and the qualities of that particular property. So you'll actually get to see parts of Windermere. And if you're going on the tour, perhaps you'll get an opportunity to see which parts of the Windermere that you actually resonate with. So for now, just relax. We'll have 2 videos for you to show you. Again, the idea is for you to move into this beautiful quality of peace.
Put your right foot in between my legs.
Okay.
And my hands.
Okay. No. I'm a little afraid here, guys. Okay.
Left leg into the stirrup.
Okay. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, God. Okay, and I need to be strapped in here. I need that thing. Oh, boy.
This is the early model with no seat belts.
Yeah. Hi, Mom. Hi there. Yippee. Don't forget to fasten your seatbelt. I know, where's that strap thing?
People say, why horses at Windermere? A horse lets you come in and be with it, and it's validated you by letting you come in and be with it. You don't care what anybody says. That horse already said you're okay. And we found people who said, I got rid of phobias of fear, of claustrophobia, of heights, of horses. I got rid of a lot of things that some I don't even know yet. I just know that I am free inside.
So lovely to play those pieces where you can get a taste of Windermere and the beauty of the land. Some of you may be coming in here and say, what's the big deal about Windermere? And I think after seeing some of those pictures, you get the idea, oh wow, no wonder Windermere is such a big deal. It's just really beautiful, it's sacred and healing. So hopefully you have the list of qualities, and I hesitate to say what color the page is. Or what's in English and what's in Spanish. I think there should be there's the adopter qualities of peace. So raise your hands if you don't have an adopter quality program. This will be the ones with the list of qualities in green here, yes? And it should be in English and Spanish, hopefully. If you need it in Spanish, just raise your hand. So is that Spanish? Yeah, it's in Spanish. You want it you have it or you want it? No, you want it. We'll give it to you in Spanish. Can we? We're having that round. So here's the idea. This is a fun exercise. You've got your partner. So face your partner now, and given where you are in your life at this time, choose a quality or qualities from the list that would most assist you this coming year. Now, I have to be honest here. I have 5 qualities. And to participate in the program, it's $10 per quality. So each month, I'm writing out my $50 check. I like to give a check to IIWP. And I reaffirm those qualities for myself. And it is a joyful process. And these qualities activate and are alive inside of you. So this is something very real and tangible and can really help you in your life. So whatever these qualities speak to you, choose a quality from the list or qualities that would most assist you this coming year. And then take that quality you have chosen and place it inside of you where you try it on for size. So if I choose the quality of calm, for example, I go, God, I need to be more calm, particularly, just facilitating evenings like this. And so it's just like, okay, I'm going to choose that quality of calm. I want to have it activated. I'm just going to try it on for size. And I go, wow, that's really good. That's making a difference. I'm actually calmer. So it's just like describe the difference it makes inside of you. And again, just describe how this quality this coming year can assist you. And then we'll do a little process of is this something you're willing to adopt that quality and have it energized inside of you? So choose a quality or qualities that could assist you this coming year. Try it on for size. Describe the difference it makes to you. As you place the light ahead of you for this coming year, describe how this quality can assist you. So you'll have 3 minutes each with this for you just to talk about it with each other. And we'll just have the gong as a guideline. You can just talk together at any point, but at least it'll let you know where we are. So call yourself into the light. Enjoy this process. You're in this super duper clothing store, and you can have your Gucci, Armani, whatever whatever your favorite thing is. And you're in the store, and you can try on anything you want. And this is it. Try on any quality you want. 3 minutes each. We'll give you with a gong. So that's lovely, yeah? Lovely to try on those qualities. There's a certain beauty and energy to these qualities, and to have them for the year, I think, is just absolutely wonderful. And they really do activate inside of you. So, question now is, are you willing to adopt that quality now and have it energized inside of you? So why don't you just close your eyes and just feel these qualities. We have John Morton in the room with us, and he's the blessing man amongst many other roles. And we have John Roger having energized and activated these qualities. So this is a wonderful opportunity to really I'm trying to say, like, be who you are in a sense, because I think that these qualities, when I use them, all I'm doing is choosing a quality that is me, that I want more to come forward. So more, rather than upset, to have calm, rather than tension, to have acceptance. I mean, just more who I am, who I know myself to be deep inside of me, and who I don't always express. So these really assist. And as I said, there's $10 a month. And why are we doing this? Because it costs us money to keep and maintain Windermere. And your donations and your contributions help us to do and maintain this land that we see keeping for future generations. So this isn't something that's a quick thing. And having Leilani and Milo with us to start to shape the vision of the future is just a privilege. But that does take money. So your contributions really help. At the same time, I really look at it as a huge win-win, that by contributing in this way, you're really benefiting yourself. So as you're inside, just see if you want to commit and adopt the quality now and have it energized inside of you and have it blessed. And then just a little prayer that John Roger gave me a few years ago. And for those of you who have made the commitment, we now ask that the inner traveler inside you charge that quality, and the mystical traveler will anchor it inside for the highest good. And Berush Beshan. Wow, I just wanted to stay in that energy. How beautiful. Thank you. Thank you all for that. There's some envelopes and some forms to fill in. We're going to play some soft music while you fill in the forms. If you need a form or an envelope, raise your hand, and the assistants will be with you once you've filled out the form and the envelope to collect your envelopes. We'll just give about 5 minutes for this. We'll play some soft music. Just stay in the qualities. That was just such a beautiful energy. Let's just stay in that energy for now. So in 5 minutes I'll be back up here, and I'll be able to introduce us to John Morton, who we've been looking forward to. But first, the envelopes. one more minute with that, just one more minute. Just keep your hands up. Assistants, please come around and pick things. Be careful of sleeping dogs. That wasn't an insult to anybody in the room. That was actually, we actually have a sleeping dog. A seeing eye dog. Is that what they're called still? Are they called? Or service dogs, seeing eye dogs. So yeah, so Matt, you know the joke about the guy with the seeing eye dog that, you know, it's a small dog and he got it on a leash and he goes into a department store and he just starts twirling it around his head. Have you heard that joke? He starts turning it around his head. And people go, "What the hell are you doing?" And he said, "Just taking a look around." Okay, I know we're here for peace. We're not here for the jokes, okay? Obviously. If you didn't complete the envelope, please don't run away with it. Please give it to the assistants at the end of the evening. Thank you so much. Yes, raise your hand, Sal, yes. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for your contributions. They're absolutely invaluable. Gabby, more people here. Look at this. It's suddenly a wave of generosity. Thank you again. We talked about the sacredness of Windermere, and we've played a couple of videos that kind of evoke that. But there's one video that stands out as just one of the great moments of peace of all time. And it's a great way to introduce John Morton, who's held this focus for Windermere so magnificently. I think it's fair to say, I don't like to speak for anyone, but I think it's fair to say that Windermere is very, very dear to his heart. I know it's part of his ministry. Maybe he'll say more about that to us. But I know, of course, I'm just remembering to thank everyone online who's also contributed as well. So thank you. It really helps serve. I hope you just really get even more of the spirit of Windermere from this beautiful video. And when this video ends, John will be up here to share with us in whatever way he wishes to. So thank you.
please. Somebody wanted me to sit down, apparently, so. Let's see if I can talk, because I allowed myself to be deeply moved by that experience yet again. But I have a very important job to do tonight, so I better get it together. Well, one of the things I saw and see in the video is, a picture of peace. We keep seeing, scenes that I'll personalize it so that my experience is that this is how we could be in relation to the land, in relation to the place, the people, whatever's on the land, so the natural environment, et cetera. So it puts something in as a real image, like image in, imagine what it could be like, and so we can see, well, this is peace. This, and that's peace, and that little flower, and it probably has a beautiful smell all its own, emanating. So this kind of thing, I think, is important for us to realize is always in our midst. So one of the principles is peace is present, and it's regardless of circumstances and conditions. And some of those conditions are what we feel like, how our day is going, how we're relating to whatever's in our life. And it's still present. So one of the opportunities we have in the Institute, which is an organization John Roger founded, I think in the late 80s, and was after we purchased Windermere. And the church, and I'm looking back here, but I see Mark over there and Bounson over there and Paul, so I think someone in the room knows, but I think the church purchased the property. Does anybody know or remember? The John Roger Foundation? Okay, so there points out. But what I do know is it has come across while John Roger was with us. He requested that the presidency bring it in to MSIA as a part of this work that we're doing. And we still have a very beautiful vision. Thank you, Milo and Leilani, for coming here. And I responded to something they were sharing recently with, I want you to come here tonight. And then I realized later when I checked the program that Paul had already planned for you to be here. So then Paul and I were seeing the importance of your presence here to share your vision about what you see happening on that land. And I think it is a very important part of our opportunity that we have, that it is a place of peace. And it's naturally that. So when you're watching the video, and Mozart does help, let's face it. That was some magnificent music, regardless of what place we might be viewing. But, it's very important that someone has a vision of how will we bring peace here. And we have had an intention, to create that opportunity as an ongoing opportunity that we could have gatherings up there. We do have a barn. We have several small residences, I'll put it that way. One of them's lovingly referred to as a bunkhouse, I think. Isn't that still the name? Okay. And so if you are so inclined to contribute, to help our new managers, I consider that this is important, that we give you what you need to work with, so that you can do what would be really wonderful as a place of peace at Windermere. And I just see that as the land would communicate, what it would be harmonious with. We know it's harmonious with animals already, and if there was some way to allow the land to be something that created, that gives back, that if we can find a product of some kind, whether that's something from the plant kingdom or what animals generate naturally, that we would be able to share, develop, and the land would give back. I think a lot of you know that there's 7 wells. Do I have that number right? It's either 6 or 7, but on the property, and all of them have abundant water, and we still have Ted Drake giving us a report regularly to tell us that the water is still in the well. So that's something we developed early on with the land, that what water could do for the land is there as an opportunity we really haven't developed at this point. And one of the things I heard talked about tonight was something lovingly referred to as a work party. So I think that's one of the ways, is to have a focus of, well, what work do you want done, and to create that opportunity so people can come up on the land and do the work, and manage to stay there for however long that takes, whether it's a day or a weekend. This is the kind of thing I would like to see. And I know John Roger loved Windermere and wanted it to flourish and also be a place where we gather in peace. So that's just the vision that I'm holding for that land, and I'm very glad that the presidency of MSIA is still enthusiastic towards finding a way to support what Windermere is going to bring forward as a place of peace, and for a demonstration of what peace is in the world. So there's my vision. Today, my peace was in some ways tested. And has anybody ever had that experience? Okay, so I'm not alone. And in the way it was is because I was over at Prana today. We were having a meeting having to do with initiations, and then we were having a barbecue. I think that's what we called it. And then somebody mentioned some things that they had heard about Ron Bymel, if you know who that is, and then brought up my intention to reach out to Steve Bymel. So Lee and I did today. And for those of you, including online, Ron was climbing in the Himalayas, that's my way of pronouncing it, in the India part of where the Himalayas are, and as part of a expedition climbing party at least over a month ago. I don't have the exact date, but essentially the whole party went missing. So Ron was one of those people, and he's part of MSIA. Many of you know him very well. And so is Steve, and Steve, along with his wife, live in Kyoto, Japan. So, we talked to Steve today, and that the test was just, would this be something that would be well received, or would it be a difficult conversation, if you understand what I'm looking at here. And the reason I'm sharing is because it was full of peace in what Steve was relating, conveying about his process. And it's still in some ways unresolved, meaning there's things unknown about what happened to Ron, up on the mountain. But, at this point after a month, if you just understand the likelihood of what happened, then talking about that, reaching out to that, could be very difficult. But I was willing to do that just in wanting to express caring, wanting to express, is there some way we can support you, help you? And when I do that, I often speak for us. I hope you understand that. That I look at it that it's our community that has that. And today I just experienced what a beautiful demonstration we have of the teachings. And Steve started off with that the teachings are so powerful in what they teach us to do when something very difficult happens in our life. And so I'm now kind of quoting, or at least my version of what Steve was expressing, that he's found the entire month, and his wife, Ritsko, have found that they have been at peace with whatever they've been processing, as a way of working through it. And when he's considered, is that right? Am I supposed to be in some way depressed or upset? He's just gotten off that. And I want all of us to understand something, that one of the principles that John Roger laid out was peace is the cessation of againstness. And that againstness would be anything like hurt or upset. Anything where we collapse in the face of what is taking place. So there's always a choice to experience peace, regardless of external circumstances. And it's an inner process. So if we have that willingness to be within, and one of the things that Steve shared is that they have had the opportunity to go within, to source within in the situation, and that whatever they've been experiencing with that process, that it's been beautiful and uplifting in the face of what it is. Very obviously, probably one of the more difficult things to go through in anybody's life. That somebody you're close to who's suddenly not available or missing, and going to whatever that is how we would imagine what might have happened or could have happened, and that kind of thing. So one of the things I really want to emphasize here tonight with all of us is that this is just not theory, that these principles are the ways that we know go toward peace, and that we could deal with anything in a peaceful way. And this world is in need of it. Have you had that experience lately, that this world needs more peace? I have. And then even at times when it seems so overwhelming, like what possibly could I do, or a few of us do, to make a difference? I just keep seeing the importance of holding up our own commitment, our own willingness to live in peace, to make that choice when it's difficult, no matter how difficult it is. I do encourage us, and we do make available lots of ways to process in peace. Tonight, Paul was conducting an evening so that you could come into a greater experience, we all could come into a greater experience of our peacefulness, and to be aware of when our peace is tested, whatever came to mind when that question was up. Is there something that challenges you? To understand that there's a way to peace that's always present if we make that choice. And one of the choices that's always up is if you are ever in some form of againstness, that you can change that. I think on your chairs, yes, there There's a card that looks like this, and for those of you online, I don't know what you would do, but maybe Julie knows. Is this available online too, in some form? Okay. So this is a wallet-sized card. I have a version of this in my wallet as well. Yeah. And what I want to point out to you is that there's a map of like world peace on the back of it, so that you could also pull this card out sometime. And I didn't I didn't ask for some version of it to be on display, so because I wasn't planning to do this, that's why I'm telling you that. But I can still work with it if you manage to refer to it. In the very center, vertically, is the word awareness. And on either side of that word awareness, also vertically, is intention and willingness. So if your awareness tells you what is your intention and your willingness at any point when you're having some form of againstness, some form of difficulty, pain, suffering, conflict, whatever you call it, then you have an opportunity to be aware of what is your willingness and intention. Is it greater againstness? Well, we've probably all tried that out. And my independent survey is against this does not work, ever. And this, to me, was the point John Roger was making. Stop the againstness. Just stop it and take responsibility that you would not have any againstness. Now, is this going to be easy? I hope so. So one of the qualities I circled tonight was encouragement. So that I would have the encouragement to go towards peace rather than against it. So if you look on the right side of the card, you see peace. And what it's really saying is, well, if you don't choose against this, how about you choose peace? So it is a choice that you can make. And if you look at the qualities under the right side where peace is, then you'll see what you could choose similar to the principles of peace, and I'll just read them for you. That you have a willingness to participate in peace instead of something like, you can't work with those people. Yeah, it's not going to happen. They're just going to fight you, and participate. Like what would be a way to move it toward peace, move the needle toward peace? So how can you participate? Communicate in something that is peaceful. Accept. Often this is what people consider is out of the question in the process. There's no way I'm going to accept that. Well, maybe there's a way you could accept some part of it. That there's some level of what's going on here that's acceptable to you, and you could let whoever you're in process with know what that is. Particularly yourself. Be responsible for creating peace. So if there's blame, change that you're more willing to be responsible. Honor. What could you do in the process to honor? That can include yourself. So maybe there's something in there in your honesty, in what you need to speak as your truth, that can take great courage at times. To say what's true for you and to speak it out. But it's also honoring the other, to find out what's important to them in the process. And sometimes that's a big key, is to honor whoever you're having difficulty with. Forgive. One of the barriers to peace is we hold on to the past. We hold on to what happened before, what somebody did, including ourselves, and we're not willing to let that go. We're not considering that we can change that. So forgiveness is a way to make it new. Trust. Often against this, trust has been lost. Well, how would you restore it? This isn't necessarily easy to do. But give somebody an opportunity to demonstrate trust again. and do your part to demonstrate that you're trustworthy, toward what you want to create. Let go. What does that mean? It means like really let go, relax, like give something up. I can't do it. I can't live without that. Well, is there some part you can let go? Often this can turn the situation. Understanding, and what I mean by that is seek it. Like ask somebody about what you don't understand until in some way you have more understanding. And there's a place inside you that's a source of understanding. It's also a place of empathy. It's a law of spirit that we can all open ourselves up to, align to, so that we would understand why somebody does something. It may not be a pretty picture, but if we have that understanding of what would make somebody do what they're doing that we don't understand, it often can lead to a way of creating greater understanding. The last word is etc. And that just means if you're not finding peace, keep going. Well, I went through the whole list. It didn't work. So it's not going to happen. Well, keep going. Do something where you don't give up on the peace. That you show up in the blessing of peace. Are you all charged up now and hopped up? You're all a bunch of peacemakers, and till somebody takes your parking place, maybe. But see, these are where the tests show up, is where we don't get what we want. Where's your peace at? I'm glad we showed up tonight, including those of you online, and perhaps, share your experience that you are taking responsibility to charge these qualities that you looked at tonight, regardless of whatever you do as a donation. Just look at it that you are a creator. You do. So I don't want to say this as if. So I'm just saying you have the traveler consciousness within you, even if you don't know what that is. That's okay. You still have it within you as a source of divine power. That these are qualities of divinity. I looked at every one of them on the paper and I said, they're all higher qualities. They're all qualities that would conduct our consciousness and our life to create greater peace. So it's an opportunity, once again, to charge yourself and do something on a regular basis to remind yourself what you are doing with your creatorship. So these words become important, but they're not really important until they become actions, until they become a way you express yourself, a way you live. And you hold up when the test is there. I'm thinking that the next time you have an opportunity to introduce yourself or something like, or what's your name, or maybe this is a little challenge, but it's presented freely. You could start out saying, I'm a peacemaker. Like the first thing that comes out of you. And see if you can relate to that. And watch what happens in the mirror, like what's reflected back to you. Do they receive you in that way, or did they go, no, I mean, like, really, who are you? I know you're not a peacemaker, come on. That you would stand up and, no, I'm a peacemaker. You better deal with it. We're going to have peace here. You see, if you start emboldening it as a way you relate to your life, that you don't give over to anything less than peace, then it's going to stand with you. And there's a peace that's called surpasses understanding. And let's consider that it's a peace that nobody can stop. It's unstoppable. And so when it shows up, it may defy everybody's belief systems or whatever they're relating to in the moment. It's something like, I don't understand why there's peace in a situation like this. But often there is. When there's disasters, when there's calamity, the people that are in there often experience peace. If you take a look, those people that have been through really intense experiences, they're having peace experiences right along with the disturbance and the calamity. And often what other people are doing is also responding in that way. So there are people doing peace when there's great disturbance, and that's really what we need. So I'm going to answer also to this thing called a blessing man. But it's not gender specific. So if you want to be a blessing woman, blessing man, blessing dog, it's a choice. It's a choice we all have available here. And I do enjoy invoking greater blessing. Here we go. Dear Lord, you called us all into your presence here. This presence that is the light, the love, the vibration that is holy for all, pure. So we can all bathe in this presence as a great peace. Just take a moment to let yourself feel the peace, sense the peace. However you would do that, consider this blessing of peace is upon you. It's okay if you have to go looking, like where is it? Okay, maybe it's inside. And if you have some disturbance, irritation, bother, bewilderment, just consider that the peace is still present. Do you have the willingness to look for it? To be more conscious of it? And just take a moment to look around in your life, like what Paul was talking about earlier with the dog in the air, looking around. That you could look around. And if there's any disturbance, any worry, any fear that comes to mind, it's okay. The peace is still present. And consider every time anything in your life comes in the name of disturbance or bother, upset or pain, or anything else that's not to your liking, the peace is always with you. It's important that we all learn that peace is in our breathing. It's always there. Even if you're gasping, it's there. If you're holding your breath, it's there. So take it in. If you take it in, you also give it out. It's the natural rhythm. One of the opportunities we have in this blessing is to be more conscious of the peace. Be willing to say, I am a peacemaker. I come in peace. I hold the peace. I bring peace. And take that responsibility that it's in your breath, that the source of the peace is the beloved of all, the consciousness that loves all. So this is one of the keys. Love all. So next time you're in that experience of, I don't love this, change it. Make that choice. I bring peace to this. I love this. I keep the peace. And take that responsibility to do more and more of whatever you're involved in with a consciousness of peace. There's one who's referred to as the Prince of Peace. Again, I don't make it specific to the gender. It's a consciousness that works with all, regardless. Let's consider there's always a way that's being shown into greater peace. So whatever you come upon in this world, whatever you hear about, whatever you see, whatever is related to you, that you have this blessing of peace that's always with you. And to remind yourself, I am one who makes peace. I'm one who brings peace. I'm one who lives in peace for all and all to come. Beirish Beshem. Thank you all. Welcome to the Conference of the Highest Good. And as I like to say, I'll see you around the bend where the peace is even greater.
Thank you so much, John. Okay, I have to say, this is the best peace evening we've ever done. I just love this evening. Thank you for making it so special. Thank you, John, for that just beautiful blessing and just all of you being here and this contribution, the energy. What a great start to conference. Thank you so much. Absolutely wonderful. And this is the inaugural event, so we're off and running. Tomorrow there's the Light Ambassadors Gathering for all the representatives around all the places. And that's going to be at 9 o'clock to 9:30. There's a coffee and a mingle. And then we start at 9:30 and go to 12:30. That is a prana. It is not in this building. So please don't show up here tomorrow for this event. Okay? All this event, the All Reps meeting or the Light Ambassadors All Reps meeting will be tomorrow at Prana, 9 o'clock. Please be there at 9:30 as well. And then we come back into this building, and all the events are then back in this building, except for Monday. But then we're back in this building on Thursday afternoon, tomorrow, 3:30 for the PTS graduation. So that'll be at 3:30 tomorrow, back here in this room for the PTS graduation. And then we have an open workshop. So that's from 3:30 to 5 p.m. We have a little break. At 7:30, we're back here again for an open workshop. And that open workshop is called Letting Love Lead? For the Highest Good. That workshop is called Letting Love Lead for the Highest Good. And so that's at 7:30 to 9:30 tomorrow. And online, of course, we want to see you. It's all going to be live streamed. John Morton will be joining us tomorrow at the Light Ambassadors All Reps meeting. It's a wonderful event. Tomorrow prana, and then back here at 3:30 for the PTS graduation, and then 7:30. Please bring your friends, tell everyone about it. Letting Love Lead for the Highest Good, an open workshop facilitated by Anna Sugai and Jeffrey Morgan. So we're going to have, yes, it'll be wonderful. And once again, John Morton will be joining us there as well. So just a wonderful start to conference. Then we have the conference workshops on Friday and Saturday with lots to come. The Ministers Initiates meeting on Sunday here. And then on Monday, we're back to Prana for the Blessings Fest. So just a wonderful array of experiences, all to bring you into the spirit of who you are, all to bring you into soul transcendence and spirit and God and peace and practical spirituality. So many gifts, so much to receive. Light ahead for this beautiful conference, and we'll see you all around. God bless you, and thank you all. Thank you.
I've been on this path before, now I'm back, I won't leave anymore. For I feel that you see so much deeper into me, and I know, won't you show me, won't you show me, just